Hello everyone, and welcome back to Yogalibrium. Today's Yin Yoga practice is going to focus on the lower body. We're going to begin in saddle pose. So you can bring yourself towards the top of your mat, bring your toes together, and your knees wide apart. We'll start by walking the weight back into our hands. And this could already be enough. You're going to stay right here if it is. If you have a little bit more space, you might lower down towards your elbows, or if you have a bolster or some pillows that you can put underneath you, feel free to use them here. Remember, we're just looking to find our edge at first, so be gentle as you release deeper into your posture. You have plenty of time to relax more. If you have space, you can feel free to lower all the way down, maybe bring the arms up above your head. Wherever you find yourself, just focus on breathing. Noting the sensations as they come up. Being content exactly as you are right now. With nothing else to do and nowhere else to be, can you carry with each breath the intention of becoming more present? Let's take our last few breaths in this posture. And then nice and slow, we're going to gently guide ourselves all the way back up and taking your time. When you get back up on top of the legs, you can bring the knees together and maybe round out through the spine just for a moment. Beautiful job. Go ahead and swing the legs out in front of you. We're going to lie down on our back and we're going to move into happy baby pose. Let's begin hugging the knees gently in towards the chest. And then as you feel ready, extend the legs up towards the ceiling. You can feel free to catch thighs, calves, behind the knee, ankle, inside or outside of the feet. You can decide. Allowing gravity to assist here. Becoming more and more still in each moment. And remembering that, as always, this practice is yours, so making sure to set yourself up in a way that serves you the most. And let the next inhale be the deepest one so far. And follow the exhale all the way to the bottom before we gently start to release and hug the knees back in towards the chest. Nice job. From here, we're going to start to slowly rock ourselves forward and back until we come all the way up on top of the sit bones. And we're going to move into a variation of half frog here. So we're going to fold the right shin around and back behind us so that the top of the shin and the top of the foot are on the floor. We're going to open that right leg out to make a 90-degree angle with the legs. If this feels uncomfortable, I want you to take half butterfly instead, pulling the right sole of the foot towards the inner thigh. We're going to line the torso up between the legs. On an inhale, lift yourself up, and on an exhale, slowly start to crawl yourself forward between the legs. And you're going to feel your edge pretty quickly in this one. Just doing your best to arrive at that edge with compassion, with a little bit of gentleness. And starting to notice if any thoughts are coming through your awareness, and doing your best to allow them to pass you by without attachment. Our focus right now is to be in our body and with our breath. Beautiful job. Just a few more breaths in this pose. And then we'll begin to slowly make our way all the way back up. We're going to walk the torso so that we are over top of that front left leg. So you can use the hands to frame the foot here. Take an inhale to lift your chest up and an exhale to fold forward. Feeling length behind the left leg. Feeling length in your spine as you keep guiding the heart forward. Doing your best here to let go of anything that is not serving you and surrender to your pose. And let's take one last inhale. And exhale, let it go, slowly rising back up. We're going to take one more variation on this pose with the legs in this position. We'll take the left hand to the inside of the left leg. We're going to start to spiral the chest, the torso open towards the sky. If you wanted to, maybe you'll bend the elbow down towards the floor, using that left hand to gently cradle the head and maybe bending the right elbow also. If it's available to go deeper, you could start to lower the torso even further, maybe reaching that right arm all the way around to find the left toes. And breathing deeply into the entire right chain of the rib cage. And you can take your gaze up towards the sky or lower it down towards the floor. You decide what feels best. Breathe as deeply as you can. Last breath where you are. And then we'll slowly start to come on up out of the pose. And go ahead. We'll start to release. Gently lean over towards the left, bring that right leg around in front of you, and then extend both legs around in front. We're going to move from here into shoelace pose. So we'll take the left heel towards the right hip, and the right heel over towards the left hip, gently stacking right knee over top of left, or any comfortable seated position that works. Take an inhale to lift yourself up, and an exhale. If it's available, you can start to fold forward. And take one last inhale. And exhale. Let it go slowly. Start to rise back up. Take your time, release the legs back out in front of you and give them a little bit of a shake from side to side. And then we'll move into the second side. So this time the left leg is wrapping around. Come on top of the shin and the foot, and then open the leg out, finding that 90-degree angle. Taking your half butterfly variation if that suits you better. Bring the hands in front of you. Take an inhale and exhale. Bring yourself forward out between your legs. Find your edge. Become still. Surrender to time. And just a couple more breaths. And let's slowly start to bring ourselves all the way back up. Beautiful. We're going to take the hands and frame the right leg. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine, and an exhale to fold forward. And gently start to lift yourself up. We'll come into that final variation on this side, bringing the right hand to the inside of the right leg. Starting to spiral the chest open towards the sky. Maybe bending the elbow down. Taking that left arm also behind the head. Or maybe extending yourself out into whatever variation of the posture feels right for you. Being mindful that when you arrive, you'll take some deep, deep breaths into the left side ribs. Last inhale here. And at the bottom of the exhale, slowly bringing yourself all the way back up. Leaning over towards the right side so you can bring that left leg around, gently release. And we'll come into shoelace on the second side. So the right heel will fold over towards that left hip, gently stacking the left knee over top of the right. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, maybe starting to come forward. let's gently start to lift ourselves back up. You can bring the hands behind you, release the legs out in front, give them a shake from side to side. Beautiful job. We have one more pose here. We're going to lie down on our back. And we're going to take the legs up and over top of the head. If your feet don't touch the floor, that's fine. Use your hands to support your low back here. But if your toes can touch the floor, you might feel free to interlace your fingers and extend the arms long. Finding our snail pose. And take just a couple more breaths in snail. And then very slowly and mindfully, using your hands along the back for support, unravel yourself vertebrae by vertebrae until your sacrum meets the mat. We'll let the knees bend and we'll give them a hug in towards the chest, gently rocking from side to side. And we're going to bring the knees all the way over towards the right, finding ourselves in a gentle twist here for a few breaths. And slowly bringing the knees back in towards center and all the way over towards the left. Bringing them back into center once more. And let's go ahead and fold the forehead all the way up to meet the knees. Take a deep inhale. And on an exhale, go ahead and release. Extending the legs long. Releasing the arms, palms facing up, fingertips curling. gently starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes, rolling your wrists and your ankles. Let's float the arms up above the head. Take one last long stretch. And then roll over onto one side, slowly making your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart, bowing the chin to the chest, finding stillness for a moment. And thank you all so much for joining me for this Yin Yoga class. If you enjoyed the practice, I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like on the video, maybe a comment down below, and please subscribe to help support the channel and more classes just like this one. Namaste.